Howdy, it's Jim Arado, and it's August 2021. We are in Vermont. We're kind of right on the border of Vermont and New Hampshire on our recent trip to the area. And we're actually driving to the Norwich Inn in Norwich, Vermont. And this was sort of a last minute change on our plans. We shifted some plans around and we called the Norwich Inn. We realized we would be in that area. Very historic old hotel inn kind of place. We called them and we got the last room available for the evening, and we were thrilled that we did. This was a great experience if you're into historic old hotels. This place is pretty significant, probably one of the more significant old inns in the state of Vermont. It was established in 1797. It did burn down at one point, and it was rebuilt. But yeah, it can be traced back to 1797. This was our particular room we had. A great room, which is very cozy. And check out that fireplace kind of chimney going through our room. Kind of really added to it all. Just really a cool old room. In great shape. It's beautiful. Very, very nice. We were really happy with this room. I can't say that enough. But we had a nice little view outside too. Nice little bathroom. Of course, when you stay in historic older hotels and inns and bed and breakfasts, sometimes the rooms are made for smaller people. That wasn't the case here. This was a nice big roomy, just a great room, and we were just happy with the whole experience. Great room, great area. I tried to film around inside of the inn because it's just beautiful. It's still charmingly old, but not outdated. Sometimes you'll stay at a historic old place, and it's just freaking outdated, and they try to pretend like that's part of the charm. That was not the case here. You can tell that they keep this place up and in perfect shape. In fact, this was hands down one of the nicest places we've stayed in a while. We were really happy. And I think I've mentioned it before. I'm a huge fan of the old Bob Newhart 80s TV show Newhart. I like the one from the 70s too, but I kind of grew up on the one in the 80s. And, where Bob Newhart runs the bed and breakfast in Vermont. These guys kind of claim that they were the inspiration. This particular inn was the inspiration for that show. And actually, the Waybury Inn, also in Vermont, was used for establishing shots on that show. My wife and I actually stayed there when we went to Vermont in 2016. It's a great historic little inn also. But the Norwich Inn says that they were the inspiration for the show. And if you watch the show, there are a lot of references to Dartmouth, and Dartmouth being very close. And this is probably the closest historic inn to Dartmouth. And just geographically, when they talk about stuff and towns on the show, this would sort of be the fitting place, the place that would sort of fit in. Lots of little common areas down here. They serve dinner in the evenings. It's not a bed and breakfast. They do have kind of a continental breakfast in the morning for $4 if you want to do that. We did that. It was very nice. But we also had dinner here one evening, and it was very nice. And that is a 3-ounce sample mug of a brew they make up at the hotel called Oh Be Joyful, which they make actually from an old Civil War recipe. I don't drink it all. Almost don't drink it all. But I had to order this. I was curious because, I'm into the Civil War, and knowing that they used an old Civil War recipe, I had to try it out. You should try it when you're there. If you like beer, you'll probably like it. But again, I'm not a drinker, so it wasn't my thing. But I'm glad I tried it, and I'm glad that they're using the old Civil War recipes. Of course, I think pretty much anything alcoholic during the Civil War that they could make up was called Oh Be Joyful. But yeah, they have an Oh Be Joyful beer there, and we had a really nice meal. actually pretty affordable for the area. We were happy with the food. It wasn't an exceptional meal that was the greatest ever, but for kind of bar food, which the food is kind of served out of their bar. We were really happy with it. It was a good enjoyable meal at a good price for the area. We liked it a lot, and yeah, just kind of going around. The front porch was pretty busy, a very lively place. I think a lot of people just hang out here. It's a good place to hang out, by the way. There is a little general store next door that, lots of little country stores in Vermont. They really play those up for the tourists, and they're a lot of fun to go into. I went in there and bought, just some souvenirs, some postcards, that kind of stuff. But it was a cute little store. And, you could buy t-shirts with the store's name and that kind of thing on it, which I thought was cute. Yeah, so that was a neat little store. They have a neat little commons area in town. We ended up driving around just kind of aimlessly, driving around the border, the New Hampshire-Vermont border while we were here. We kind of went out and just drove for a while and found a couple of other little country stores. Cute little town called Lyme, New Hampshire, not far away. Dartmouth is very close, and yeah, just a lot of cuteness. And this was a cute. This is a cute inn, like I've mentioned. We wanted to spend some quality time here, so we did that. It is rumored to be haunted. In fact, when we checked in, a very nice lady gave me a photocopy sheet from a magazine. It was an article by Joseph Citro. And if you're into weirdness in New England, Joe Citro is the guy. But there's a nice little write-up about the ghosts at the end. We also did Thea Lewis's Ghost Walk in Burlington, Vermont. And in one of her books, Haunted Inns and Ghostly Getaways of Vermont, she has a chapter devoted to this inn. We did not experience anything, just so you know. And I mean, it was just too cozy. Even if we picked up on something, I don't think we would have taken note. But we had a really good time here.